Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina, and in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you an April homeschool recap and a May plans and goals video. I am so excited because today I'm doing this in collaboration with my friend Bonnie. I haven't done a collaboration here on YouTube in a very long time, like probably years. But when I saw that Bonnie was doing a kind of reflect and plan type of video last month, I was like, we should totally collaborate because it's the same type of video that I do every month. And I feel like it would be so cool for you guys to get to see two different homeschool moms reflect on the previous month and plan ahead and see what things may be similar, if any, and what things might be different. And maybe one of us will resonate with you more, or maybe some things from each of us will resonate with you more. And so I'm really excited for you to get another perspective today. So be sure when you're done watching my video to click the link to her video that is down in the description box. I am going to be watching along with you. I can't wait to just follow along with Bonnie as she reflects and plans. You've probably heard me mention her before. She is at minimum a monthly part of our homeschool here because she is the artist who creates the watercolor art tutorials for Nature Study Club, among other amazing units. If you saw my homesteading bundle video, I shared her poo lesson, which is super interesting and fun. So definitely peruse her things because she really creates amazing units and she's an amazing artist. She creates watercolor art for other people's units. She's just super talented, a multi-talented homeschool mama. So definitely go and check out her video. Even if we don't do the full Nature Study Club units each month, there are many months that we don't, it never fails, we always do her watercolor art tutorials. So highly recommend Nature Study Club in general, but definitely her watercolor art tutorials. Let me know how your April was. I love to hear the highs and lows of your month as well, and just find ways that we can connect in that way. Like what was great about April, maybe what was not so great about April. One thing that I can share that was not so great is although we've been doing a ton of outside time, I feel like my kids, especially my littles, have been going crazy back there. They've been digging huge holes in my lawn and like filling them with water and calling it a hot tub, and actually it's a mud pit. And so there's been lots of like craziness happening like that, which like I love watching them play and be free and be kids. But then sometimes it goes like a little over the line and I'm like, you guys are literally covered from head to toe in mud. We have a 3-foot hole in our backyard, actually 2 of them currently. It's a whole thing. So let me know if you can relate to any of that mayhem. There are many more stories. I might have to do a video on all of just the things that have happened in the month of April that are just craziness. But let me know also what your plans are for May. I would love to hear that as well. So let's jump into April. April was a really exciting month. My birthday was in April. My anniversary was in April. We traveled a little bit, not a ton in comparison to some previous months, but for my birthday, we traveled to the Poconos and we stayed at what is probably in my top 3 of all time Airbnbs. It was called the A Dream House, and it is an A-frame in the Poconos Mountains. It's like on the side of a mountain. It is a beautiful A-frame. It had a huge deck, a pool, an in-ground pool. This is the first Airbnb we've ever stayed at that has an in-ground pool, a hot tub, a grill, plenty of rooms. It was beautiful. So we had an amazing time. We had beautiful weather. We were actually there during the solar eclipse. It was not in the path of totality, but I think it was like 94%. Wouldn't be totality, whatever it was. It was coverage, maybe 94%. Anyways, it was outside the path of totality, but still really incredible to experience that, and especially in such a beautiful place. So I highly recommend this place if you plan to visit the Poconos or if you just need an idea for somewhere to go in the Northeast. Highly recommend the A Dream House. I will link that down below. So the weather has been beautiful most of the month in April here in upstate New York. We had a couple randomly cold days, but by and large it's been beautiful outside. So we've been spending tons of time outside, not only my children, but myself as well. I've spent lots of time on the front porch, on my rocking chair, relaxing, reading, doing devotional, sipping my coffee, just listening to the birds, watching them play. I've spent time with them in the backyard. We've done lots of yard work and kind of cleanup around the outside of the house. We've done some gardening. We got our gardening beds cleaned out and planted some seeds, and really have just been loving the outside time. Observing birds has been huge because they're so active this time of year, and we love that. One thing that we've actually done recently is we picked back up with the Burgess Bird Book for children. This is a book that we started doing, I think, last spring, maybe last winter, and we had only gotten through the first 12 chapters. I have a notebooking guide for this that goes through the first 10 chapters. So we went just a little bit past that, and then we started, I think, to get a little bit bored with it. So it just kind of like got pushed to the side. I knew that we would revisit it, and this just seemed the perfect time to do that. So we did pick this back up. We are reading it and doing just a little bit of notebooking with it, along with the other bird books that are in my guide. So if you're interested in that guide, it's in my Etsy shop. And yeah, we're really now enjoying getting back into this, especially because it makes sense with all of the bird activity happening around us. What else? We are in full-blown caterpillar to butterfly metamorphosis over here. This is, I think, our 4th year doing this. Our caterpillars actually just formed into chrysalides in the last 24 hours. So within the week, we will have hopefully 5 painted lady butterflies. Yeah, it's a really exciting process. I think every year that they're not going to be into it because like been there, done that, but every year they're really excited to do it, and it's really no work for us. We just order the caterpillars and we watch them grow. They grow super fast. They come teeny tiny, and then they get really big over 3 weeks, and then they turn into chrysalides, and then within a week they hatch as butterflies, and it is really cool. It's just a really cool, easy nature study to do. There's years we've done it alongside butterfly unit studies and tons of butterfly books. This year we haven't really done any of that. We've literally just observed them. So I love that you can kind of build things and develop things and layer things, or you could just simply observe nature, and that is no less significant. It's just different. So we've been loving that. We have been continuing on with our Ancient Civilizations unit from Gather Round Homeschool. We're really enjoying it. We're taking our time. We've only gone through to lesson 5 so far. There are 20 lessons, and yeah, we've just been taking our time and enjoying that. We also started a new book to kind of go along with that. This is from The Good and the Beautiful. I got this maybe 6 months or so ago, called Boy of the Pyramids, A Mystery of Ancient Egypt. So I just like the idea of adding in a nonfiction book to connect with the time period. I just feel like that's really helpful. So we are just in the first few chapters of this, but we're enjoying it so far. We are still continuing on with Health in the Physical Body with The Good and the Beautiful. We have 2 lessons left, so we're nearing the end of that. We've really enjoyed it. We actually are finishing up the book 50 Amazing Facts About Bones, which is a book that they recommend to read alongside of that unit. So we've really enjoyed that. Also, Story of a Cold was one that went along with that unit that we read early on in the unit. So we've really been enjoying that, and we're going to be finishing that up soon. We also did lesson 2 from Survive Off the Land. If you remember me talking about this previously, Survive Off the Land is by Campfire Curriculums, and the lessons are super long. So it's only 4 lessons long, but each lesson is about 4 lessons in length, if that makes sense. So you kind of like split it up over a number of days. And so we just did the second lesson, which was super interesting. It was all about like raw milk versus pasteurized and homogenized milk. So really, really interesting. And we will be continuing along with that. We'll probably do lesson 3 at the very least during the month of May. We will finish up Health in the Physical Body during the month of May. We will possibly I'm thinking we'll finish up Ancient Civilizations during the month of May, but we'll just kind of see how things go. There's no pressure. Like, those are kind of some loose goals that we'll have for May. We are on letter Z next week for my littles. So I've been doing a letter of the week loosely all throughout the school year. Some weeks we continue on with the letter a second week because either we haven't quite grasped it, or we didn't spend a lot of time on it the previous week or something like that. And so some weeks we've been traveling, so we didn't really do it much at all. But next week we're on letter Z, and I am really excited to kind of switch things up a little bit after that. So I'll be excited to share those things with you after we kind of shift into something a little bit new. Some things will stay the same, as we have not mastered our letters, and that wasn't the goal. For my 4 and 5-year-old, it's really just about exposure to them, to their letters, shapes and sounds and identification, and how they work together to form words. So not a lot of pressure for my younger ones to really master anything. It's really just learning through play and exposure. They've been spending a lot of time in the mud kitchen. They've been gardening with me. They've joined in on the yard work. We've gone to quite a few playgrounds. We've been still cooking and baking together. So all of those things are really valuable aspects of a homeschool education, in my opinion. We do have some exciting travel coming up. I am going away without my family for the first time in quite a while. I am going on a creators retreat in Maine, and I'm really excited about it because it's all about like brand and travel and Airbnb photography and videography. And so this has kind of been an aspect of my content creation that really just developed, and I kind of found myself here. And so I'm really excited to learn from some of the best in the business and meet other content creators and stay in this beautiful A-frame. And so I'll be excited to share more of that here and also over on Instagram. So you can be on the lookout for that. At the end of the month, just a few days ago, my husband and I celebrated our anniversary at Mohonk Mountain House in the Catskills of New York. It is quite possibly one of my favorite places on the planet. It is where we got married, and it was really a treasure to get to spend that time together there for our anniversary. So it is a really special place for us, and a place that I am sure we'll continue to return to year after year, if not every single anniversary. I foresee us spending many anniversaries there. It is a really, really special place. I did recently share a day in the life, which I don't share them a ton, but I did recently share a day in the life. So if you kind of want to see how these spring days actually play out, or an example, because every day is very different, it's only 2 videos back, so you can go check that out. My last video was a book haul, and so that's another aspect that we're going to be focusing on for May. It's just lots of learning through books. So we just got a ton of books from the new bookshop launch, From the Good and the Beautiful. I love their books for a variety of reasons. They are a great value. They are high moral value. They are God honoring and family honoring and well vetted, and I just love their books. So I will link that down below as well. They also just launched their summer reading, so you can get some free books from your kids while supplies last. So I'll link that down below as well. So May will be lots of learning through books. This has kind of naturally been happening a lot in our homeschool during the month of April, as we've been very loose with our schedule as far as like if we're sitting down doing lessons together. We do not do that every single day right now in this season. The days that we do it, it's great, and I still value that, and I try not to let more than 2 days go by that we don't. We always connect in that way at nighttime. We just call it family time, and at nighttime, that is when we sit down and we talk and we do family devotions and we pray together and we talk about our day and things that are on our hearts and minds, and we read the Bible. Sometimes we've done a lesson at different times during family time at night, just because it works out well. The little ones are tuckered out and falling asleep kind of, and it's just a time we're all relaxed and on the same page. We'll do some of our read alouds. We are still reading The Long Winter from the Little House series. I have a little book tucked into there as a bookmark. We're still working through this. So that's one of the read alouds we do some nights during that time, mostly nights more than days it has been for those read alouds. So yeah, we'll just be doing more of the same. There's not any huge changes coming in the month of May. We are just enjoying the springtime and just flowing with the seasons. We do have a couple of Airbnbs that we are going to be visiting in collaboration with those Airbnbs. We have one in Vermont. It's a lake house, so we're excited about that. And another lake house in right outside the Catskill region of New York. So that's pretty exciting. I am thinking about doing a 4th grade curriculum picks video sometime soon, so let me know if you're interested in that. I have shared things for preschool through 3rd grade. I've shared preschool and kindergarten, but I haven't specifically shared what I've chosen for my 4th grader for curriculum for next year. So let me know if you're interested in that at all. I think that's everything. I actually made a list in my notes on my phone as I was putting I did it different this time, as I was putting my 4-year-old down for a nap, and then printed this out right before the video because I did not have time to crack this open. I have not really been using my planner as much as I usually do lately. Oh, another thing that I did accomplish personally this month is I finished my slow down guide. If you've been around, you might be familiar with the fact that I had a summer version and I had a fall version and I did a winter and night sky version. It is kind of a notebooking guide that goes along with the book Slow Down, 50 Mindful Moments in Nature, and I finally finished the entire book. So I created a guide for all 50 moments in nature, and one thing that I included in there was an optional devotion from these 2 books to go along with each of those mindful moments in nature. It also pulls in nature anatomy and ocean anatomy for certain ones, and also Anna Botsford Comstock's Handbook of Nature Study for some deeper learning for your older kids or your younger kids. And so that guide, the full guide, will be launching as part of a bundle. It's called A Simplified Year. It is a bundle that I will be joining for the very first time. I've done many bundles, as you guys have probably noticed, but it will be my first time. I was invited and really excited to try out a new bundle. It will only be available for 3 days, so it's a little bit different. It's still a great value. It really has some amazing creators in it. I was really honored to even be invited to it, to be honest with you. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So be on the lookout for that. And then I just wanted to share a couple other things that I'm going to be focusing on. I just started this Gratitudes and Beatitudes journal from the Keeping Company, and this is really unique. There's like a Bible reading and a prayer for 31 days. However, you cycle back through each day, each month, and you put, like, if I was, if it was the 11th today, I would put May right here and write down 3 things I'm thankful for after reading the scriptures and saying the prayer. And then I would cycle through again, and then the next month I would write June here. And so you do this for 12 months. So I've only been doing it for a few days, but I'm really enjoying it. So I wanted to share that. And then I just got these 2 books in the mail, delivered from Amazon today. Very similar in a sense. I'm really excited to see how similar they are, but I couldn't choose between the 2, so I got both. So Raising Emotionally Strong Boys and Raising Boys to Men. So super excited to read these. I will definitely keep you guys posted. Let me know if you've read either of these and what you thought of them. There's a couple other things I'm going to be adding in, but I have an unboxing coming for those things in sometime within the next week. So be on the lookout for that. It will be a Christian book unboxing. I have some really exciting news and exciting announcement in collaboration with Christian books. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I am sure I will think of things later that I wanted to include in this video, but I actually need to bring my daughter to ballet. So that is all the time we have for today. I will try to remember to link everything down below that I mentioned. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that I shared today. And if you're new here, introduce yourself down in the comments below. I do love to get to know you guys. I know that sometimes I do not get to all of the comments, but it is never on purpose. And so don't take it personal. I try to remember. As my channel has grown, it has become a little bit harder to keep up on it, both here and on Instagram. But if you're not already following me on Instagram, you can also follow me there at rooted_homelife. Don't forget to check out my friend Bonnie's video, which is linked down below, and she also has an Instagram, so I'll try to remember to link that down below as well. I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, and until next time, stay rooted.